Hey everyone, welcome back to my craft room. If you're new here, my name is Enid, and in today's video, it's more of a show and tell than an actual make video. If you've been watching my videos, you'll know that in my last two TEMU hauls, I ordered these double-sided paper pads. They're kind of vintage looking double-sided paper pads, and I ordered all 8 of them, and they're 30 pages each. So I questioned myself. I was like, did I really need 240 pieces of paper? And I think the answer is yes. I'm gonna show you why. So sit tight and I'll be right back to get started. Okay, so let's get started. Here are all 8 of the pads, and I know you've seen them before, but these are them. So you've got this like peachy kind of color, the green, this neutral kind of sand color, yellowish color, a cream color, the blue, another kind of creamy tan color, and a pink. And I'll tell you that the pink was my least favorite pad to work with, but because I think the color is a bit too harsh. But there are things you can do to fix that. You could maybe gesso over it or stamp on it. I found that stamping on it kind of diffused the pink. And overall, I like all the pads, but the pink was my least favorite. So that being said, let me show you the things that I made. And these are all kind of pieces of ephemera that you've probably all seen before. But I just wanted to show you that the paper works for all these things. One of the first things that I made was just an envelope. And you know, if I were to mass make these in all the different colors, then that would be awesome. So right there, you know, you'd use up a lot of paper. But basically, this is just kind of a flip out. And I just put a piece of ephemera. I did the stamp there. And then I put some ephemera on the inside. And then you would just kind of flip it out. So you could put it in your journal with a paper clip, or you could kind of glue the backside on it, and then it would just kind of open. So, I mean, you have options with this. And so that's the first thing that I made. And then I made these, and these are exactly the same. But I just trimmed the paper. I didn't trim the paper. I made the pocket taller on this version than I did on this version. So basically, I just took the piece of paper and folded it in half, right? And flipped up the bottom end, and just put in, these are tags that I already had, so they were a part of my stash. But these are tags that I made with this paper. And I'll tell you, I really like the way the tags turn out, because you have automatically journaling space on the back. And I'll show you in a bit how, you know, what I did to make the tags like this. So these are 2 of the tags that I made. These 2 tags were existing in my stash. And then I just put pieces of ephemera on it to decorate it. So, let me kind of move that over. So you see, I just put washi butterfly, and 2 pieces of ephemera out here. Over here, the piece of ephemera, I made like a little pocket and stuck things in, and a washi floral. And then on the inside, I decorated it. Washi flower. This is one of the stamps that I stamped using, you know, my stamps. And then I just stuffed a bunch of little Tim Holtz stamps in it, in the pocket. And these are also Tim Holtz pieces of ephemera that I put in here. So on this one, you can see the difference. Here I made the pocket shallow, and here I made the pocket taller. So that accounts for the difference in height of the finished product. So those are those. And these are all really useful. And like I say, you have all the colors. You can mass make a bunch of these in the different colors. And, you know, that makes having all the paper pads worthwhile. Then here, I just cut the, took the green paper, cut it in half, and then did a trifold. And I put clusters on them, like matchbook style. So you can just flip open the top, and I put a piece of ephemera. I stitched around the edge. I will tell you that the paper is thin. So if you plan to sew around it like I did, you'll probably have to play with the tension on your machine. Because like I said, the paper is thin and my stitches were loose. So I actually took my seam ripper and took out all the stitches on the first line I made, and then I had to play around with the tension on my machine to get the stitches to flow right. But even now you can tell that some of the bobbin thread got pulled through. I mean, it's not terrible. You wouldn't notice that it's a mistake, I think, if you're not a sewer. But that's just something to look out for. And on this one, I put a little bit of, what do you call it? Glossy accents on this little stamp, butterfly stamp. And then on this one, I did the same thing. This cluster was from my existing stash. I stamped the front of this, just the front of it with my favorite Stampin' Up stamp. It was probably one of the first purchases I made many years ago. Maybe, 20 years ago? Oh my God. I don't know. I don't know if it's been that long, but it's the French script stamp. And again, the sewing was a bit of an issue because the paper is thin. If you fold it, like when you sew on the double side, the double over piece of paper, it's a better result than if you sew on just this like single. So on this one, I put 2 strips of paper just to kind of help make my flap thicker. On this one, I didn't bother. I think it works fine. And this little cluster I made in this process, but this one was part of my stash. And again, I put a piece of the Tim Holtz ephemera in it. And yeah, and you just kind of fold it up and stick it behind the cluster to hold it closed. So you could make tons of these in different colors again, and build up your stash with that paper. And you get 2 of them out of 1 sheet. And then these 2 pieces I got out of 1 sheet. I cut the sheet down, right? So I cut the sheet down, and I didn't even measure. I just kind of did, you know, a chop here and there. And this one, I just made like a really basic little pocket, right? Put a washi flower. This stamp is already on the paper, and it had a stamp here, an image of a stamp that was upside down. So I just covered it with a Tim Holtz stamp at the same angle. And then this is a tag that was in my stash. So, you know, it fit really perfectly in here. It fit perfectly in here. So I haven't decorated the tag yet. I don't even know if I will, because it's a pretty tag, I think, the paper that I use, and just will add some ribbon. So again, basic pockets like this, you could make a ton of them in the different colors and build up your stash. And then this little thing, I just kind of took the remaining part of the paper after I cut it, and I made like a little trifold. It was a little trifold. The third piece, I folded over and glued it on the two sides here to make the tuck pocket. I put a piece of ephemera in the pocket. Added the little butterfly, the label, and a little washi flower on the inside. I made a little notebook and put it in here. And then I sewed this little piece of ribbon on the top. Added this ribbon on the side, a washi flower, and a piece of the Tim Holtz ephemera, and I got this cute little thing that can be an insert, or you can glue it into the journal. Excuse me. So this is I like the way this one turned out, and again, you have 8 different colors that you can make them in, and I think they're really pretty. Excuse me. This is another pocket that I made 2 of just by cutting the paper in half. And here's one that's complete and one that's not. So basically what I did was I folded the piece in half, and then I folded it, no, not in half. What did I do? I wanted to make a like library type card pocket, so I just randomly folded it up and then folded the bottom part down to make a library pocket with the regular pocket, but then by folding this down, I created a side pocket. And this is like the finished one where you can see that, you know, you have the regular library pocket here, and then I put a little tag on the little side pocket that I made. So that goes in there. And then I put a piece of ephemera, and I put it in as a little pocket. I punched a little notch in it. And that's that. And again, this is a really cute pocket that would go great in any journal. And you can make a ton of them. So I love this one. So this is a sample of the pink that I was telling you about. I don't know if you feel the same way about it as I do. But yeah, I think it's just the pink is not my favorite. I wish it was a little more pale. But it worked out fine. You know, I stamped it with the French script stamp. I put the lace around here, and I added the cluster. And then these tags and journal cards were from my existing stash. So, and then I just put them in, and you see the French script is everywhere. So this is the biggest tag I put in the back. And then I think I put this in the front so you could see the butterfly, and I put the journal card in the middle. Yeah. So that's that. And then here, if you haven't seen this type of pocket before, this is an unfinished version of it. And basically what you do, I think the paper is the perfect size for this pocket. So you fold the paper in half, right? And then you fold it in half again. And then once you have it folded, you start folding in the each flap, each piece of paper. So you fold in the first corner, and then you fold the second one down, and you leave, try to get an even margin. So now you have 1 pocket, 2 pocket, and then you take the last piece and you fold it down and try to get, make it even with the last pocket. There you go. And so now you have the pocket 1, 2, 3. And then if you glue it down, you can glue it down as a pocket if you would glue 3 sides, and then you would have a 4th pocket here. And then if you glued it on 2 sides, then you would have a tuck, so you could put something bigger in the back, you know, something wider. And then these flaps, each of these flaps, I would glue down. And actually this isn't the best job, because these flaps should really be straight, like more, but I was just kind of doing it off the cuff. Let me see if I can fix it so you get an accurate. Representation of how it should be. And you won't see that that mess that I just made. And again, this one should be more even. This one could probably get folded in a little more. But yeah, I mean, I just did them without really measuring or anything. But basically, this is how you wind up with the 3 pockets. Okay, and if you take your time, you'll get a better result than I just did. But that's how you get that pocket. And again, you have 8 colors. You can make a ton of these for your stash. You're going to hear me say that for every item I show you. And these are, you know, things you've probably seen before, and maybe you haven't, but I think they're pretty basic pieces. Let me get these out of the way. And then you've seen this one. I did this with a 6x6, and these papers are kind of, I think, 7x10ish, around that size. So the ones that I did with 6x6, let me see if I can pull one out to show you. Where do I have them? I'm sorry for the absence there. Oh, I can't put my hands on one right now. But I made the ones with 6x6. And they were a lot smaller. I think I actually used them in the last journal. That's why I can't find it. But they were a lot smaller. They were kind of like, you know, 6 obviously by 3-ish. So this one is a lot bigger. And it has 3 pockets. And these were tags in my stash. And actually they were a little bit longer. I cut them down to fit in here. And then there's this one. And then I just put a piece of tea-dyed paper in here, and I rounded the corners and stuffed it in there because I wanted something long, since it's a long pocket. And let me see, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, around 7.5-ish. So it will fit in a journal if you're making like a standard 8.5 by 5.5 journal. And then here's an unfinished version of that, just so you I can refresh how I made this. Basically, I took the piece of paper, folded it in half. I put it in my score pal, and I scored, I think it was what, like maybe 3.5. 1, 2, yeah, 3.5 I scored from the bottom. And then you flip that up, you fold it close, and then the remainder you flip up so it can be a 3rd pocket. So you have 1 pocket, 2 pocket, 3 pocket. And then again, the way you sew it, the way you put it into your journal will determine if you have like a fourth pocket in the back, or you can use it as a tuck. A lot of those you can get. So, and then let me see. These are the last two things that I made. And I could have kept going and going. But let me show you how I did the tags. It was very simple, but I like the sturdiness of the tag. Considering that it's a very fine piece of paper, I like how the tag turned out. And basically what I did was I took the piece of paper, right, folded it in half like this, so you have, you know, pick which side you like. And obviously you can make, you know, both sides with two different sheets. You can get two different looks. So then I took a piece of my 110-pound piece of cardstock. I put it in between and glued it. Like I glued both sides. I glued one side, turned it over, glued the other side. And then I trimmed it off, right? And then I think I was able to get 2 2.5-inch pockets and 1 2 1/4. And like I said, the thickness of it with this paper and the 110 is perfect. I love it. So again, I can make tons and tons of tags with these papers in all different colors. So, and the paper, you know, you don't have to decorate much. I just put washi flowers on them, and I think they look really good. And this is part of the decoration. And again, you can journal on the back of this. And then this is the last little envelope that I made. And I actually put it on a piece of coffee dyed paper that I'm going to add to a signature, because I wanted to see how it looked. And basically I have it held together with a paper clip that I just tied a piece of seam binding to, right? And then when you take the paper clip out, it folds down, and I added like a little notebook, you know, 2 little pieces of paper on the inside, and I actually sewed them in. I don't know if you can see, but I sewed them in. And I put a little bit of washi tape here, a little bit of washi tape here. Yeah. So then I have the regular pocket here that I just put one of the tags that was in my stash. And then you flip it up, and you have another flip this way, so you can journal on these two sides, right? And then so it's kind of hidden journal space. Then you fold it back down, more journaling space, and the tag. This was a tag that was in my stash, so I just put it in there. I debated whether to trim it down to get it even with the pocket, but I thought it looked cute sticking out, so I left it like that. And so then you just take your paper clip and you clip it all together, and it'll stay in your journal. So that's that. And let me just kind of give you this one I was just playing around with, and I came up with it, and I maybe somebody has made it, but I have not seen it. So and basically this is it. This is the one that I folded in half, and then I folded it in half again, right? And then I did a notch on the top, and I did a side notch on the third section. So section 1, section 2, section 3 is where I did the third notch. The section 3 is where I did the second notch, excuse me. And then I just folded this up and glued it. I glued it across the bottom and on the side, right? Glued it up. And basically that's it. And then you glue this into your journal. You would glue 3 sides, right? Glue that into your journal. And then add your tag. Add whatever decoration you're going to add, or papers, or whatever you decide to do with it. And then once that's done, you just kind of fold it up like that and fold it up again. Nope. Hold on. How did I fold it? Sorry. Once that's like that, you fold it up this way. That's it. It's kind of like a Z fold, right? So you have this, you glued this pocket, and then you fold the second section up, and this section is the front. And then you have the option of punching the divot on the left or the right, depending on what page you want to put it on. And again, let me show you that one more time, how it actually turns out. Right? So the little papers, journaling space, then you have the tag space, and then you flip it up and you flip the tags one down and you clip it all together, and that's that. So and I probably could have kept going, coming up with different ideas, but for each idea that I came up with, I can make, you know, let's say I have 8 colors, I could get 16 looks of the same piece of ephemera if I use one of each page and then use the reverse side to make a second set, you know. So yeah, I definitely think getting all 8 pads was worth it. I hope you agree. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the ephemera that I made with the TEMU vintage double-sided pads. And if you haven't ordered them yet, I recommend that you do. Anyway, thanks for watching. And as usual, please comment, like, share, subscribe. Press that notification bell so you won't miss any of my future videos. And I appreciate the fact that you all come back time and time again to watch. So thank you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.